Hey folks, Good Guy Glenn here, and today we're going to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time now, and that video is, why did you get into trucking? And more so, I feel like somebody's lied to y'all. So we're going to get into that. Why I say, why did you get into trucking? Well, that's kind of like real simple. Because when I decided I was going to go get my CDL license, I kind of had an idea of what was going on. Whether or not it was for me, I don't know. But I researched the heck out of it. I really looked into it. I talked to a lot of truckers. And, I went to a really good CDL school. I had really good instructors there that were OTR. And they told us the good, the bad, and the ugly. They didn't paint it like OTR was going to be awesome. They said it was going to be hard, and it is a hard lifestyle. But it really started when I was in CDL school, that I started meeting a lot of people. And you know how you just look at people and you wonder what the hell they're doing there? Because you just whatever. Well, there was a lot of that. And I thought at first, when I was at CDL school, that these people were, a fringe group. Because, you're in school. Then I get out here and I start doing OTR and I realize that's not the case. Somewhere along the line, people started telling young people that this was an awesome way to make a lot of money. Now, if you are an owner-op, you could probably make decent money. Although, with freight being the way it is right now and insurance costs going through the roof, I know owner-operators, and they're having a hard time maintaining their trucks because of just the cost of operation, with diesel being so expensive and the economy being the way that it is right now, and the current administration not being very friendly towards the business, regardless of what you think. If you're an owner-op, you could make some money. But I think the thing that caused a lot of the problems with a lot of this current generation of truckers is YouTubers and social media people. Now, I do YouTube videos. I've done YouTube for some years now, because in my former life, I did real estate, and that's all going to tie into this. There are a lot of trucking YouTubers out there. Now, there's trucking YouTubers out there like Roadrunner Naya and Wildbeard and this guy Trucks, and they paint it pretty much the way it is. They don't glorify it. They don't try to say it's something that it's not. They just do a day-to-day vlog of what's going on. And I kind of try to follow suit with that. I just do a vlog. I'm not trying to tell you that this is for you. If anything, I'll talk to you and I'll give you the truth. If I don't think it's for you, it's not for you. And man, I hate to say this, 80%, maybe more, of these guys I'm meeting, this is not for you. Hell, this isn't really for me. So don't get it twisted. But there are YouTubers out there making it seem like you are going to be a millionaire if you get your CDL license, and that you're going to make $2,000 a week out here doing OTR, being a company driver. You're going to make $2,000 a week, and you're going to take that money and you're going to reinvest it in other side hustles. You see, I see this constantly. And the biggest one, and here's where it ties into me, is real estate. Go back on this channel, look at my early videos. I used to sell high-end real estate for a company called Sotheby's International Realty. Okay? I wasn't bad at my job. just things happened in my life and things had to change. And I had a bit of a thing where I had to walk away from everything in my life. And I came out here to do OTR because I'm looking for something. That's the honest to God truth. I could have done other things. I came out here because I want to travel, and this is a good way to get paid and travel. I didn't anticipate how much I would miss my kids, because my kids are grown. They're not young babies. Okay? They're grown. So I thought I was past that phase, but like really, I just miss my family. Here nor there. I did real estate. You are not going to go into OTR as a company driver, make thousands of dollars a week, reinvest it into some sort of dumb real estate shenanigans, and become a millionaire. It's not going to happen, okay? Anyone who's telling you this is lying to you, okay? Anyone who's telling you to take your money you're making on OTR and invest it in the stock market is an idiot. Can you make money investing in the stock market? 100%. Do you know what you're doing? Because all of a sudden you're doing OTR and you're going to become a day trader? Stay in your lane. You're either OTR or you're not. Other things that go into that is these YouTubers who act like they're doing better than they are in trucking. I'm not going to name any names because I don't need people coming at me, but there's one individual, she pretends like she's got a fleet of trucks in a trucking company, and meanwhile, she's a fraudster and declared bankruptcy, and I think she's in jail now. But she never was a millionaire truck empire owner like she pretended. But she fooled so many people into believing that they could do that. And that leads me to something else with this generation of people who are out here trucking, is like, why are you so naive that you believe what you see on social media? Being in an industry that I was in and being like on YouTube, I've met other YouTubers and they're not often like they seem. Like if you meet me in person, I'm pretty much like how I seem. I'm not always as friendly as I might seem here. And that's just generally because I like to keep to myself. I'm not an unfriendly person. I'll talk to you. But listen, don't get it twisted, okay? You're not going to come out here. If you're watching this video because you're thinking about getting your CDL license and you watched some other YouTubers who told you that you were going to invest in the stock market or invest in real estate and you were going to make $1 zillion, and all you had to do was get your CDL license and come work OTR, listen, they're idiots. Find another job. Find something else that's easier. That gets me into my next level of you were lied to. Your recruiter probably lied to you. If your recruiter told you you were going to be driving new equipment, you were going to get a brand new truck. How many of y'all heard that? Raise your hand. Okay. Leave a comment below if your recruiter told you you were getting a brand new truck. You're not getting a brand new truck. Most of these fleets do have newer trucks. Most of Western Express's trucks right now are 2024 Cascadias. They're new. Are you going to be the first one that was driving it? You have to understand how the model year works for these trucks. 2024 is last year's model. I learned in school, I was on a 2024 Cascadia, and I went to school in 2023. Okay? That's just the way it is. So, if your recruiter told you you're going to be home every weekend, you got lied to. You're not going to be home every weekend. You'll be lucky if you go home. That's just the way it is. If you're going to be a company driver and not lease purchase, that's a whole nother animal. If you're going to be a company driver and you're going to drive their truck, you're out here. You get asked to go home. You may even get to go home, but see what your loads are going to be like. Your loads, they want to run you. And when you don't ask to go home, they'll run you. I get decent miles. I'm not going to complain. Am I making the money that everyone says that you're going to make? No, absolutely not. I'm making about half of what people say you're going to make out here. That's just the hardcore truth of it. I'm making half. But understand, I came into this prepared. I knew what was going to happen, so I came into this fully prepared. I live in this truck, I minimize my bills, and I make enough money to pay my bills, and I send money home, and I can support myself. But this is just like a venture. You know what I mean? I'm out here, and I'm not making money. I'm supporting myself. I am surviving. So don't come out here thinking that you're going to make $2,000 a week, because you're not. You'll be lucky to make half. I'll be honest with you, you'll probably make $800, $900 a week. You might make $1,200 on a really good week. But that's if you want to run. You want to run, you're doing 2,000 miles a week, and you're not going home on the weekend. Because just going home on the weekend, you've slashed almost 1,000 miles off of your weekly. Do the mathematics. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So if you think you're going to go home every weekend, you're not. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you the truth. You're not going home every weekend. Another problem is a lot of y'all think you're going to tell people how it is. I don't know if that's a spoiled Gen Z thing, but you're not going to tell these companies how it is. And I don't know if you realize this by looking around the company you're in, if you're a new CDL driver, but you have zero say. And if you look at the orientation class at the terminal every week, there are dozens of people to take your place. And you might say, oh, why are they hiring so many people? I'm not getting enough miles. That's exactly it, dude. They don't care about you. They care about the freight getting from point A to point B. If they bring in enough people, their freight is still moving. They don't care how much freight you move. It's how much freight the company moves. So, if you think that you're going to say something to your DM or your dispatcher, whatever it's called in your company, and it matters, you don't matter. You're replaceable tomorrow. There's already a guy waiting to fill your seat in your truck. So, this idea that you're going to tell them how it is, it's not going to happen. Okay? That's just a fact of the matter, dude. Now, what can you do to alleviate this? Well, I don't know, because right now, what I see out here is scary. If this is the future of trucking, I just don't know what to tell you. Like, these OTR companies are in trouble. Because you got a lot of people who, I don't know what they're doing out here. And going down the road 5 years, I don't know. All y'all are out here acting foolish in the truck stops. Acting foolish in the, the parking lots of the truck stops. There's no reason why, if I go up to a driver who's running his truck and it looks like he's doing a pre-trip, and I say, hey, are you leaving? And he says, yeah, you can have my spot. And I wait for his spot. He pulls out and I pull in. That you're coming up to the cab of my truck and you want to fight me because you've been driving around the Loves for 25 minutes looking for a spot. And I just so happened to speak to a gentleman who let me park in his spot. If you think you're going to come up to me and threaten me, like, first of all, dude, I don't want to fight nobody because I'm trying to do a job and I ain't getting fired or arrested for your dumb ass. Fights on Fuel Island. You always hear that joke. It's for real out here. Like, who do you think you are that you want to fight someone over a parking spot? You want to be upset? I understand. Nobody likes, being turned away from the truck stop, especially if you're running out of hours. But you got to plan your clock right. And you got to set aside enough time on your clock where you could find parking. You know, you got to know how to run. If you want to be a night runner and you want to run till 11 o'clock at night, guess what? When you pull in, Loves and Pilot, they're going to be full. Ain't going to be no room in the inn for you. So you're going to be sleeping in the shoulder. It's just the way it is. Learn how to run your clock. Do you want to be a truck driver or are you an entrepreneur? Because that's one thing I hear all the time out here. I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're not. If you're an entrepreneur, you wouldn't be out here driving OTR as a company driver. You're not. Okay? You've been lied to. Someone told you you were going to make $2,000 a week doing OTR and that you were going to go home every weekend and you were going to have a brand new truck. That's what you were told. I did real estate for one of the best real estate companies in this country, in the world, Sotheby's International. Go back. You could go back, look at my videos. Those were the properties that we were selling, me and my partner. Okay? If you're, interested, you could look up NJ Proper. That was the team I was on, and they're still very much a thing, and I'm still very much involved with them, but I'm out here doing this thing, doing the trucking thing, trying to figure things out. Okay? So, you are not going to start investing in this current environment, this current economy, and the current real estate market in real estate and make money. You're not going to. Some of you may. There are some states and some regions that if you buy real estate, you can make some money. But the majority of you that I speak to are from areas that are big cities where you will break even after you're done paying taxes, insurance, and your mortgage on the property. On your rentals, you're going to make nothing. It's going to pay for itself, but you're not going to have income from it. Now, down the road, you'll have an asset that you could definitely sell off when you're older. But this idea that you're going to just live off of the rents, it's not going to happen. A lot of you are out there getting 30-year mortgages, and you're putting down bare bones minimums. Some of you are not putting down any minimums at all. You're using this Joe Biden thing that he has where he's letting you buy property with no down payment. Guess what? You have zero equity in that property. You are starting at zero. You have no equity in that property. And guess what the real estate market has done over the last 6 months? Boom. Anyone who's telling you different, whatever, bro. So, that being said, if you are thinking about getting your CDL because someone through a program, a state program, a YouTuber, or some jackass told you were going to make a lot of money doing this, you're not. Can you? Yes. There's money to be made in trucking. 100%. Even if you're a company driver, you'll make more money as the years go on. Your first year out here, you're not going to make money. You're going to make basically less than minimum wage out here when you think that you're in this truck 24/7. Okay? 7 days a week. You're in this truck. Even now, I'm doing my reset for the next 34 hours or whatever. I'm stuck at this truck stop in the middle of a wasteland in Ohio, industrial park. There's nothing around me. I ain't going to the movies. I ain't going on there's nothing. I'm in this truck. I'm going to take a shower. I'm editing some YouTube videos, and that's what I'm doing. So, that being said, reconsider what you're doing. Can you be told what to do? Are you okay with being alone most of the time? Are you okay from being away from home for at least a month? Because I've been out here for months and I've seen my kids twice. One time, completely coincidental, I had a load on Christmas going through New Jersey, and there was a 3-day period before the drop dead time, so I stopped home for 2 days. between my drop dead time. Okay? If that load had been going to Georgia or Tennessee, I wouldn't have seen my kids for Christmas. The second time was last week. I ran out of hours while driving through New Jersey, and I got to see my kids for a couple of hours while I did like my 10-hour reset. And that's it. Like, I haven't been home, and there's no going home. Could I ask and make a stink? Sure. Yeah. You could come and be a troublemaker. Who do you think that's going to get you? And I see your comments. That's called going to work. Why do you call your boss your boss? Because they're your boss. Okay? It's a job. They tell you what to do. If you want to make money, you do what you're told to do. That being said, really think about this. Talk to truckers. Talk to a variety of different truckers. Okay? I'm not talking about YouTube stars either. I'm talking about go out, meet some truckers, ask them, and get the truth before you come out here. Okay? With that being said, I hope all of you do well. I hope all of you succeed. And I hope all of you are safe and get to go home to your families at the end of this adventure that you're on. I always tell you, God has got a plan for you. He loves you, and you're going to end up right where you're supposed to be. So with that being said, God bless. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so when I drop another video, you get a notification. Once again, this is Good Guy Glenn. Thanks for watching.